Hey, Amber Scotchburn, day 29, tutoring with a twist, and it's a tip a day for you guys during this pandemic. Today is going to be on giving a natural consequence versus just a as is or just because consequence. So, just because consequence is like, why do I have to do that just because? Because I'm your parent, because I'm your mom, because I'm your dad, because I said so. So, I'm going to suggest to you that those aren't the best responses to give. Yes, sometimes you might be in a moment and you might give it, and then upon reflection, you may have a different conversation with your child. However, from a place of consciousness, when you're giving a consequence, try and make it as close to a natural consequence as you can. A child goes to school, it's raining, they forget their rain jacket. Okay? On that spectrum, you could give the consequence of going and bringing them their rain jacket. Then maybe you're not teaching them to find a solution for themselves, which could be, right, is put an extra jacket in your bag, have an umbrella in your bag, have an extra jacket at school. I mean, there's lots of solutions that could happen. If you're running to give it to them, they may not have to think of those solutions. And of course, that could build into something bigger as life goes on. And again, this isn't a one off, this is if something was a pattern. So typically, if a parent comes to me and their child, isn't doing something, we might want to look back on that and see, well, where have you been aiding it? Okay, and then the other part of that is the natural consequence part. So the natural consequence to not bringing your rain jacket is that you get wet. Okay, that's not life or death, and so that could be a natural consequence that could be okay to have. I want you to think about in terms of, like, for instance, my son didn't want to brush his teeth. And so I had said to him, okay, you don't have to brush your teeth then, I guess. And look at my teeth, super white, brush them all the time. He was waiting for a reaction from me in a fight. And I was just like, I'm not going to give him the fight. And so I said, but here is what's going to happen if you don't brush your teeth, right? Nothing with sugar. Um, and and you're going to have to probably eat a lot more apples because apples are naturally brushing your teeth. And I just kind of had this scenario that I talked through with him. So the next day, didn't brush his teeth that night. Next day came up, and sure enough, and it was summer and it was beautiful, and his friends were having different things throughout the day. Well, he didn't get them because I said, well, if you're not brushing your teeth, yes, obviously I have to feed you, but I don't have to give you all these other sugary things. Um, and so it did not last very long. He was brushing his teeth, I'm pretty sure, that afternoon of the next day. My older son decided, oh, well, I'm going to try this. He's like, well, I'm not going to brush my teeth then. And he's like, and I don't have to, I don't care. I won't have the sweets. Well, he's 6 years older. So what happened with him is I said, oh, okay, well, here's how much it costs to go to the dentist. So you're going to be paying that if you're not going to choose to brush your teeth. And then now, let's see, we're going to have to go to the dentist more often because you're not brushing your teeth. So we have to go this often when you brush your teeth. You're going to have to go more often because essentially the dentist has to brush your teeth. And so it's probably going to cost this much because you're going to have to go this many times. Again, those are natural consequences. And I also looked at how much a cavity would cost to be filled, and later on in life, the different consequences. Needless to say, he brushed his teeth that night. So those are just some examples of where we can give natural consequences. We want to make sure they're age appropriate, so I'm not going to give my 16-year-old and my 6-year-old the same consequences. I'm not going to say, well, that's never going to happen, or you're never going to do that, because how hard is it to hold on to that and remember that? And if you want your child to respect what you're saying, you want to make sure that you're going to follow through with it. So, like, if I hear a parent say, well, you're never going to get dessert ever again, and I think to myself, you're probably going to give them dessert. It might even be tonight, and now you've just really lost credibility with your words. So takeaways from today are natural consequences. Make sure they're age appropriate. Do a consequence that you know you can follow through on. And try not to overextend yourself for your child so that they don't learn natural consequences themselves and how to find solutions. All right, Amber Scotchburn, day 29, tutoring with a twist. Thanks.